So I just sat through a montage of him basically talking to himself, hallucinating, and having like a mini breakdown, and then slapping his ass. But he's getting ready to go on a run now, and I have a feeling he's gonna try bump into that young lad that he was watching every time he was driving, and the young lad would like jog past him. So we'll see what happens. Oh my god, he's gone jogging, but he has a baseball bat and now he's hiding in a bush. Stop it! Now he's waiting in a bush. I think he's gonna like wait until he comes jogging past and he's gonna clonk him on the head. This is crazy. Okay, if this has literally solidified my opinion, do not tell people where you are jogging or running or share your trails online or show people like your route that you jog or walk. You know what I mean? Change up your routine daily if you have to. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going on out there. Who's watching you? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? So anyway, he's after jumping out of a bush at the young lad, so let's go see what happens next. Okay, so he jumped out at him and he didn't hit him with the bat. But now we're after being brought back to Jeff's house with the guy, and the guy is still in his like shorts. And I'm kind of thinking, like, if someone jumped out at me from a bush with a bat as if they were going to hit me on the face, I would not be going back to their house. Logic. Logic. Oh my god, this gets more vicious. Like, it wasn't even real. It was like a hallucination in his mind. What? This is crazy. Now we're back to him just standing there with a bat in his hand looking at your man on the side of the road. Whoever wrote this is a genius. So the kid naturally turned around and legged it the other way, and I was just like, run, kid, run. So now we're back with the mom, and she's at some place, and yeah, I'm not sure like where it is or why she's there, so I'm just gonna watch a bit more. Okay, so his mom is obviously at a clinic where she went to when she was dealing with like all her troubles, depression, things like that. And she's talking to a lady that knows her real well, and the lady's like, "You have postnatal depression, but we didn't know what it was back then." And she's like, "What? No way!" So it's obviously like a period in time when people start realizing about postnatal depression and what like getting pregnant can do to you and after the birth and what can happen to your hormones and your mental health and things like that. So the lady's like, "Oh, I'm leaving. So do you want this job?" So she's going to take over like a whole clinic, 2 3 days a week, which is pretty cool. And my heart like went out to her a little bit as well because, you know, she said something that kind of like resonated with me a little bit as well. You know what I mean? Like she said, if I could do my life over, I would have made sure I had a career before I had children. And I kind of feel the same way. But my child, of course, is like grown with me through my career, and I've always put my child first, and that's all you can really do. You know what I mean? So yeah. So now we're back with Jeff in school, and go see what happens. So he just cracked a beer open in the middle of his classroom, and the teacher points it out, and all the students are like, "Huh?" And then he got sent to like the counselor's office or something, and now she's talking to him about college and his future, and he's banging on about doing taxidermy in his garage. Okay, so we have moved on from there, and he's driving down the road, and there's a lad hitchhiking on the side of the road with no top. I don't know what the story is with this show, or whether it was like a thing back in the day, but none of these guys are going down the road with a top on. Like, none of them. You know what I mean? Like, and anyway, Jeff pulled over because he was coming a lift, and he's like, "Can I have a lift to like this concert?" And he's like, "How about you come back to mine and we crack open a few beers and blah 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 blah, la da 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 da." And your man's just like, "Yeah, no problem." Logic. So that just took a turn down south. That's unbelievable. Like, has anybody noticed as well? Like, there's not much dialogue in it on Evan Peters' end. Like, he doesn't talk much. Like, I know I'm probably trying to say change the subject now because it's after like making me violently like ill to see what just happened there. But I'm gonna get back into it. But yeah, like if anybody's noticed that about the dialogue or the script, let me know. Comment below. Oh my goodness. He didn't mean to kill him. And when he realised he was dead, he started having a meltdown. So this is how it began, I'm assuming. Okay, so his trauma response was to hide the body underneath the house where the possum was found years previous by him and his dad. Okay, this is getting kind of interesting. So he dragged the guy out of his house, around the front, into the back and under the house in broad daylight, and then at night time he turned off all the lights, went back outside and dragged him back in. Now I'm at the part where he's after been pulled over by the cops, and the cops like, license, and he's like, yeah, sure. Like, at what point did we see him get his license? Like Netflix, you know what I mean? The details, the details. We need the details. Cops just let him go because he's 18 and he had his whole life ahead of him and they didn't want to ruin him. Now he is back in his home, disposing of blood down the toilet. And then we see him smashing up bones belonging to the guy. And somehow he managed to turn them into dust. And then he just throws them in the air at the break of dawn. And the episode ends. Like, one, how does someone figure out to do all that? You know what I mean? It's not like it was back in the day of Google or Wikipedia or YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? You'd want to have some weird mind in order to figure out how to do them things. You know what I mean? But anyway, here we are now. We are entering the stage of serial killerness. I'm shook it. I'm shook it. I'll see you for episode 4. I can't. The subtle comedy in this episode is just banging. The dad brings the mother into the doctor and he lists off everything she's on, okay? From 3 shots of morphine to antidepressants to anxiety medication and other stuff, right? And the father expresses like he's concerned about her taking all these things because it could harm the fetus.